Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunita, along with my two co-hosts, Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler and Kelly from NOFO Endless Summer, we hop on every Friday and talk about everything North Fork. Spring is here on the North Fork, and you know what that means. Everything that closed for the season, although more and more things are staying open a year round, everything that closed for the season is starting to reopen. Every gardener is starting to plant and start seeds. Things are sprouting everywhere. I know my crocus already sprouted, but the daffodils just seem so ready to burst open, and we couldn't be more excited. I mean, fall is great and winter is bearable, but spring and summer are certainly the best seasons here on the North Fork. So I think we're all kind of excited about getting ready for all of that. I know my co-host Kelly does a great job of curating what's open, what's, especially in the winter season when not everything is open at all the times. I know she does a good job of putting together lists of what's open when. And I know she's already working on what's new this spring, because things do turn around and change here as well, and what's opening. So I know we're all looking forward to that. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? I see you in there, but I don't see your request to join yet. I don't know why Instagram always has a delay. Anyway, as you know, we usually have a guest every Friday that we invite. Talk about all the stuff that's going on in our lives. So today we made a conscious decision to sort of make some time for the three of us to be able to chat. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? How rare is this that we don't have a guest, that we don't have to think about anything and just gab?
We don't have a guest, and I feel like maybe because we don't have a guest, I literally rolled out of bed. I have no makeup on. I am wearing my sweatshirt that I wore to bed last night. But so honestly, you guys are really getting the raw deal.
That's what the live is about, right? I mean, we really do like the idea of being casual. I was in my pajamas until 15 minutes ago and considered showing up. But this is, like I said, I love this. I love just being able to catch up and chat. And I can't believe, every time we do this, we talk about how we don't do this enough, right?
For sure. I mean, just hanging out with you and Tracy is a good time.
This morning I woke up and I was smiling, but I was also not mad, but I was smiling and I was like, thank you for bringing me the Irish soda bread yesterday. So with my tea this morning, I had another nice heavy slice of it, and I'm thinking, darn, I'm eating all these carbs and sugar in the morning. And at the same time, I'm thinking, oh, this bread is so delicious. Thank you, Kelly.
It's like a once a year thing. Like I told you, I don't bake. I am the worst when it comes to following directions for any kind of recipe. But the soda bread recipe is pretty straightforward. You can't really mess it up. Yesterday I did a little bit and it still came out good. But it's one of those things that's very sugary, very rich, and you eat it once a year and then you're good for the rest of the year.
Inside, but I see, because I watched your story, but I also have it in person. You sprinkle the sugar on top and it was crunchy but delicious. Yes, and I'm glad that it was a perfect portion size. It wasn't a huge, because I don't know what I would do with a huge, loaf. So Lisa said she made 8 soda breads. Oh my God! I hope you're sharing some, because I would just be gobbling them up every day.
So I made 6, but I make the mini loaves so that for a household of 2 people, you don't need a whole loaf. So I do the mini loaves, and I'll probably make another batch at some point today and give them to people.
Good morning, Tracy. How are you?
Good morning, Tracy. Are we? Is this a PJ thing?
Excuse me, these are not my PJs.
What's going on?
These are athletic loungewear.
I just saw this.
Well, because I go to Zumba right after this, so I'm always in my workout clothes, but I try to be business on the top and workout on the bottom. But I had to wear green today. Sunita, where's your green?
Oh dang! I'm gonna go. My green is all over that. You see my plants? That's. I got the green.
Sunita's all about the green.
I woke up and ate Irish soda bread today. I don't know what's more Irish than that.
All right.
Don't tell Tracy that I gave you Irish soda bread, because she's going to be jealous.
And that was one of my favorite things. That's one of my favorite. Eileen who you guys know, she always makes me Irish soda bread. So if you're watching, Eileen, this
She's
is
always
a
here.
reminder.
Where is she? Oh, and by the way, Eileen, may I remind
This
you
is
that
your
I live closer, so if
reminder.
it needs to be picked up, I can pick mine up from you.
Oh my God. You guys are too much. I have to give you this recipe because
Oh, I don't
literally,
need a recipe.
I told you, I'm the
good with
worst.
loaf. I don't
The
need a
worst.
recipe.
And
I'm
I
fine
can do
the recipe. I don't know how to make one.
I don't need the recipe.
So
Just give me the
seriously,
bread.
just drop them off to me. I don't need
Oh
the
my
recipe.
God, this is so fun. I was saying at the top of the show that, you know, we love having guests, obviously, because we want to hear about the North Fork and share, but it's so different, you know, not having a guest. Kelly was saying, she's like, I'll just come in my PJs, as if the guests are putting pressure on us. You know?
Obviously, I was like, I'll just show up 4 minutes late. You know?
It's just Sunita and Kelly. I can just be late.
But I mean, really,
No,
every time we do
is
this, I
totally
have two
fine.
thoughts, right? A, what are we going to talk about? And B, we laugh so much and the 30 minutes go away and I'm thinking, why don't we do this like every couple of weeks, you know?
I know.
I know. We always say we have the best time when it's like just us. And I said to Sunita, like, I am still in my pajamas. That's why I asked you if you were in yours, because this is literally when
you started
wore to bed last night.
daytime
And I'm
pajamas.
like,
Thank you
I'm
for
only
sharing that.
this much
Okay, it's
through
nighttime
coffee,
pajamas.
so
Got it.
I'm only this much through coffee, so my brain is also like only
with your,
partially
let's start with you, with your
functioning.
partially functioning brain. Tell us what's opening, because I know that's sort of what's in everybody's mind.
You're killing me.
Yes,
Are we
yes,
talking about
because
spring
you know
stuff?
the
What are
North
we
Fork
talking
is
about?
partially closed in winter, and so many things, especially restaurants, among other things. But also, spring is a time where a lot of things change and new things are opening and coming. So, give us a scoop on what you may have and what's opening, what's coming.
So, I mean, of course, we have all of our old favorites that are reopening right now. Noah's is reopened. The Diamond Estate, which I just went to last night, is reopened, and they have. So you know, Chris does his menu like 4 times a year, and right now he's doing like a more winter forward
he
menu.
mentioned when he was on the show, like a few pasta dishes he has, right?
Yeah, and they're all homemade pastas, which makes it even more special. So I went there last night, and it was fantastic. But like I'm like, Chris, I love pasta, but I'm ready for like spring.
Well, Tracy,
so
did you eat when you went that day, or you just didn't walk through?
I didn't, because I had Tilly with me, so they weren't. I didn't want to put them through that.
But when you drove to the orchard that he mentioned, and where he's growing his tomatoes, so I want to see that.
Yeah.
Like I want to.
I drove around the property.
oh yeah, that's a great activity for us to do when it's a little nicer out. Like the property is so gorgeous there. You can just kind of, I mean, like, I didn't know people could just trace through, but apparently Chris is like, it's fine.
He said it here.
Yes, you did.
He said it, so we're gonna hold him to it. So now that when he has like trespassers,
you know, it's funny. I didn't know that either. And
through.
when I've been to dinner there, I'm always kind of like peeking in the back, like, ooh, what's back there? So now we know we can just go park there and go check it out.
And I know Little Fish, which is not far from me, is reopening. I know they had a sort of soft opening, even though it was almost a season last year.
So my guest for dinner last night at Diamond was Rena, who owns Little Fish. So I got the insider scoop on them while I was eating my pasta.
I just made a reservation, not for the opening day. I think whatever Thursday they open, I made it for the Friday or whatever. So
they're opening in April, early April. They have a new menu, so it's going to be like a few of the old things that we saw last season, which was like basically their soft opening because they opened only in October of last year. They were like pushed back because of like, you know, construction issues and the whole nine. So they didn't open until October of last year with like a limited menu, but the stuff was fantastic when I went. And it's just such a fun vibe.
They made it kind of, I don't
just
want to say tropical, but it's kind of like pastel, but literally bright and green, like a lot of plants.
Why does a neon sign keeps coming?
There is a neon sign.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
They have
and I think
neon signs actually.
One of my favorite things about it is also the location, because Kenny's Beach has the most amazing sunset. So if you can time your meal in a way where, I mean, it's a little around the corner, but you can catch a sunset and then catch your cocktail or whatever. I'm sure you can take your cocktail and walk to the beach and catch it.
and I didn't see it when I was there because it was kind of cold in October when I went, but they're going to have outside seating too, like right on the beach. Yeah. So that's going to be a really hot spot this
spring and
summer.
So I definitely want to check it out.
I walked in. I was actually watching a sunset at Kelly's, and like I said, every time I walk past there all summer, as Kelly was saying, it looked ready to open, but it just kept getting pushed back, permits and whatever. And so one day I just happened to be at Sunset, and I was like, oh, they're open. Like it just suddenly just opened for that weekend. So I walked in, and I wasn't eating dinner because I was in my Sunset watching clothes. But I, took a peek in. You know me, I got to go in, take some pictures, look at it. It looked cute, so I'm looking forward to trying it out.
So are we gonna have the owner on the show, Kelly? Yeah,
we can. Yeah, definitely. They are fantastic.
It's a young couple.
It's a couple.
It's a very young
so
couple,
the owners of Little Fish, they're young. Yeah. The owners of Little Fish also own Gig Shack in Montauk. So they're like a pretty reputable restaurant. They have like restaurants in their family for a long time. The husband like kind of runs the restaurant side, and then Raina, who is the wife who I had dinner with last night, she said she's the vibe check. She's the one who like does the music and makes sure like everything is fun and like a good time. So, and then the chef he was at Kontiki for a little while. Ryan Dwyer.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. I follow him on Instagram, so yeah.
Yeah, so he's a great chef. And the staff is all like fun local people.
It's definitely a small place though. So if they have music, be prepared. Like it's going to be the not loud, but like a more noisy vibe rather than if you're looking for like a quiet.
I don't know. So we were talking about this last night. She was talking about, because I've been involved with a lot of helping people like book music for upcoming stuff. Like the people who we see sometimes at the wineries don't always translate well to restaurant spaces. So she's looking for like more of like an upbeat vibe, like whereas the wineries sometimes the music is like a little bit more chill.
Oh, okay.
Live music,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's like
I know.
Like, really
can we just back up a second?
Here, but like, there are so
can we back
many
up a second and just say, so you mentioned Kontiki, and because I'm in like baby world. Did they close down, or what's going on with them? Okay.
I don't know the scoop. I don't know.
They closed down for the season, Tracy, and there's no new information about the next season yet. Okay. And that's where what if
you guys
we miss his food? Are you kidding?
Well, that's one restaurant that I make sure that I get a babysitter at least once a season, and I get to go there. So I wanted to know if they were reopening, if anyone had any news.
I'm sure he will. I just haven't seen any plans, but it's still early in the season.
I am sure of it. I will do my investigative work. And
great. And then I will find a babysitter one night and we will go because I need to do that.
The favorite thing I like to tell about my experience is we went in a big group of girls. I know, Tracy, you were there too, right? And everybody was like, and Liz actually from Times Vintage, she goes there often. So we were like, you order. And she steered us, we ordered one of a whole bunch of things. And then she was like, let's get the edamame. And I'm thinking, I'm not wasting my money on edamame at a restaurant. I can boil them and eat them at home. But I was like, okay, we're in a group, so fine. Oh my God. Favorite dish of the night, if that's even possible, right? Because he charred them with like matcha salt.
Right. Yeah.
He had like matcha. So I was like licking my fingers with the edamame. So if you go, and obviously we hope he reopens, but if he still has the charred edamame on the menu, definitely order that.
Oh, and I'm sorry, but I just can't get over the fried rice. Like that's the one that
his food is great, but I'm just saying nobody would think of the edamame, because you would feel like there's the kimchi rice and there's the chicken lollipops and there's so much stuff to order there. But I thought the edamame.
The time that I went there, I was very rushed because I was meeting you guys afterwards to go to the Imaginary by Alyssa workshop, which I was late for, of course.
I don't know what's late for you. We expect you later anyway.
But also, I know. I mean, I had this conversation with Lisea yesterday because I went to the Uncommon Artist thing, and of course, like, they're all sitting around quietly in a circle listening to this artist as I walk in like 10 minutes
pretty good.
late.
10 is pretty good.
This is like a thing. I need to stop this. This is bad. I can't get this. I'm always late for everything thing. So anyway, the only thing I remember from that night, because I was rushing to meet you guys, I was like eating really fast, was this gigantic bowl of a cocktail that they gave me that was like bright pink and just everything tropical in one bowl. And that is what I will get next time I go.
A mocktail also in a giant coconut. So, or I don't know if it's like listed as a mocktail, but when I asked if I could have it as a mocktail, and they gave it to me. So that's good for people to know too.
Speaking of good food,
Tracy.
Tilly. I'm losing my mind this morning. Kelly, you couldn't join us that day. But Tracy and I met up and we went to brunch. We went to brunch at Bruce and Son. Yeah. Oh my God, so delish, right? That's another crew we need to have on the show.
Yeah, we do.
Because I mean, people speak about them every week on the show anyway, so they may as well come and tell us about themselves.
Yeah,
true. Every week it's like, if you're gonna take us out, where are you gonna take us to Bruce and Son?
That was great. Yeah, no, the food was good. I kind of, oh my God, what did I eat? Oh, cauliflower.
Yeah.
There's something cauliflower, and it looked so.
And the mushroom latte. Never in my life would I order a mushroom latte. I was like, what? And she ordered it, and I had one sip, and I was like, I am getting that every single time.
Only had one sip of it. I mean, I had no next time for sure.
I did not have that.
I'm sure that's good too, but that mushroom latte was really good. I think we should do maybe our next strategy meeting or whatever there, so we can chat and eat at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's funny because my birthday is coming up, and Marty was like, "Where do you want to go out for your birthday?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And he was like, "How about Bruce and Son?"
It's not even my birthday, but I'll come.
Yeah. Well, we already know. A while back, I talked to the chef at Barrow and the owners at Barrow about being on, and then of course, I never followed up. Yeah. But we need to have them on and have a planning meeting there too, because a lot of people talk about them too.
That's my go-to place.
I like how this whole show has become just talking about food. There are other things on the North Fork, people. There's a tulip festival coming. Do we know a date about that, Kelly? The Tulip Festival?
Wait, what?
I need to go there and check out the blooms.
Oh, it's starting. So, yeah, it's all about like when they actually have peak bloom. I believe it's starting between the 10th and the 15th. The 15th.
This is April, right?
At Water Drinker. Yeah, so it's Water Drinker Farm in Manorville. Between the 10th and the 15th of April is their projected Tulip Festival opening. I'm really excited because Balo's doing a pop-up there on the 15th, so that'll be fun. And they're also getting so many new attractions that they didn't have in previous years. So like every year I feel like they're an agritainment farm, right? So for people who don't know what an agritainment farm is, it's like a farm, but
activities.
I think if you know our North Fork, you know what agro-entertainment is.
Yeah. It's like you go there with your kids for activities and fun, and like it's a fun place to be. So every year they add more and more activities, and they have like mini golf and like a big jumpy pad and like an obstacle course. And this year they're adding you pick tulips, which they didn't have last time. So it's like $1 per stem, and you can just pick as many as you want. They're also adding. Do you know those? Okay, they're called stroop waffles. They're like cookies, like circular cookies. They look kind of like waffles. They have caramel inside, and like it's like a Dutch thing, and you put them on top of your coffee,
like a lid, like a lid.
Coffee, like just on top of like the cup, like a lid, and it heats up the caramel inside, and then you eat this cookie. So they're having those this year, which is exciting. So yeah, they add stuff all the time, and they're just also we should have them on the show. Mark and Brittany are sweet people.
I of course immediately went to. We've been saying that we wanted to do a photo shoot with the three of us. We should do it at the Tulip Festival.
the tulips. That would be fun. So every year, every time I've gone to the Tulip Festival, obviously I've gone every year for the past 2 years. It is so windy. I don't know what it is about like April or like that time of year, but I don't know how anybody gets any decent photos because every time I'm there,
it is windy. I went there for a NOFO Doko photo shoot. We got to be hand models. And
you were holding the donuts.
Were holding the donuts, and you know, like you take a bite and you get your so yeah, it was pretty windy that day too, but I think it's hard. You kind of have to get down low. I don't know if there's like a wind bowl like coming off to LIE.
Location, you think, or is it just April?
No, I think it's the location too. I mean, it's a big open field right off the LIE. I think there might be, maybe there's just like a big wind bowl there. I just made that word up. I don't know if a wind bowl is a thing, but I just made that up.
I nodded. I was like, yeah, that sounds good. I don't know. Kelly, you said Balo's going to be there on the 15th. I mean, I'm game. If, let's look at our calendars and see if maybe the three of us can meet that day. I'll eat his food.
Yeah, you want to, well, the thing about that is I think it's opening weekend, so it might be crazy pants. Like, I try I'm going for the food weekend. I will only go there. Oh, even then, like, I've gone on a random Friday and like the kids were out of school or something and there was a food truck there. We went to get food and it was like, it's like a 45-minute wait for food. Yeah. So like it gets really crazy there. So I try to go like I'll take my kids out of school just to go for a day because I would rather
I agree.
No, it's too crazy.
No, you don't want to go on the weekend because everybody from Nassau and Suffolk is driving out to go. It's like pumpkin.
Okay, Tracy, everybody from Nassau and Suffolk.
The weekenders.
We're on that again. Okay, got it.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, I'm watching the time and I can't believe it's already 20-something. But when you said we need a photo shoot, I know we always talk about, bettering our branding and whatever, and then we show up in PJs and just have fun. But I do want to, I know we've talked about this before, Tracy, Kelly, we talked about maybe growing our crew and having someone that can help us. Like if the three of us go to the Tulip Festival, we need somebody to take our photo.
Yeah.
And we can't. Well,
I'm all about the
but also
we'll just set up
no, like Sunita, you're right.
Click away.
Lisa from she's been saying like from the NOFO box, she's been commenting, and the three of us are chatting so much that it's hard to write back to the comments. Like if we had someone who was on who could answer questions when they come up in the comments and kind of help us move that along and keep the conversation going, just small things like that. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people watch us and kind of want to be involved and do something. So if there's anyone out there that has some version of social media savvy and kind of wants to be part of the NOFO Live crew, DM us. I mean, we don't have a definite plan of how you can help, but we're working on it.
Right.
And I know we need help. We just have to figure out how someone can help. Well, like Tracy said,
and
even logging in and commenting and answering some basic questions, because it's hard. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we all do this on our phones, and it's a tiny screen first of all, and then there's usually 4 squares on it, and people are logging in and people are commenting, and we're not really ignoring, but it's really hard to pay attention to the little 4 screens and see who's saying what and do stuff. So please don't think we're ignoring you or only responding to a few. Sometimes they scroll by too fast on our little tiny phone.
Well, that, and also I think, we show up and we have a great time on here, but people don't necessarily know how much work goes into booking the guests, communicating with the guests ahead of time, making sure that they're tech savvy. Sometimes we have to do run-throughs with them ahead of time to make sure that this is the first time they've ever gone live. And then after the show, downloading this thing, uploading it to YouTube. We have a YouTube, in case you didn't know,
and a
podcast. Yep, and a podcast, and then the graphics. We have graphics that we have to make for every week, and all this stuff. So like, there's a lot that goes into each show that you don't see here. We just show up in our pajamas, and it's all fun and games. Yeah. But there's a lot that goes into it.
I try not to.
I
think
love it.
maybe like the second time.
No, you did. Complained in any way, Kelly. I love it.
That's it. Now it's gonna be
Well,
Friday.
I was gradually
pajama
moving
day.
in that direction anyway, because I have now become NOFO Life workout gear. So it's like, it's just moving in that direction.
Okay, new rule. When we don't have a guest and it's
not the strap.
new rule. When we don't have the guest and it's the three of us, we have to show up in pajamas. How about that?
All right.
I love it.
But seriously, I mean, if anyone is interested in being part of the crew and having fun and games with us, I mean, we're not monetizing this, so there's no big paycheck coming, but you get to hang out with the three of us, and be part of a fun social media team. So if you want to be part of the crew, DM any of us, and we'll see, where we go from here. Sounds like a plan. Enjoy your weekend, ladies. I know it's gray today, but at least it's warm. It sounds like, I think tomorrow the sun comes out. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. So I hope you're getting to do some fun stuff over the weekend. Do you have any plans, Tracy or Tilly?
Corned beef and cabbage with the family tomorrow.
Oh,
can't wait.
That sounds great. Home cooked?
Yeah. My mom's making. So every year for my birthday, I always request a special meal, and for years and years and years, it was chicken parmesan. And like 2 years ago, I was like, I'm kind of tired of chicken parmesan. Can we do something different? And she's like, what do you want? And I was like, I want corned beef. And she was like, in November? And I was like, yes. So we didn't get to have it this year because my mom was sick and she wasn't feeling well, so we didn't get to have it. So I am like super excited for my once a year corned beef.
I just have a love-hate with corned beef because like I feel like I've only made it good like once, and like the rest of the times don't come out great. So like,
well,
I don't know.
My mom's making it, I'm sure it will be.
Kelly, what do you have going on for the weekend?
Good. Honestly, I don't really know. Today's my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday.
So
your mom is so fun. I mean, I've met her a couple of times, and so I know it's going to be a fun day, whatever you guys do.
Yeah, actually, I called her the other day, like, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? She's like, nothing. I'm just going to stay home.
Doesn't sound like your mom, but I'm sure she'll come up with something she wants to do.
No, I don't know. Maybe she's going through something.
Yeah.
I might just
take your Irish soda bread. That'll cheer anybody up. I'm actually spending tomorrow morning at the Riverhead Farmers Market, in case anybody wants to come by and say hi. I am sitting in at a table for Slow Foodies 10. We're having an Earth Day.
I'll come by after the doctor. Say hi.
We're having an Earth Day fair in April, so we figure, we're going to have a whole bunch of the vendors. Actually, some of them are already at the farmers market. So, and last time when we all three went together, it's a really fun, happening place. Yeah. I was surprised at how many people stop in.
Yeah.
I love the farm.
So that's how I'm kickstarting my Saturday. Well, enjoy your weekend, ladies. This is so fun. I'm scheduling the next one for the three of us in our calendar for either April or May soon.
Sounds
good.
Sounds good.
Yes,
See you
please.
guys next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.